Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
Wait. I hear something ominous in the wind.
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds that only you can hear. As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were chasing down that vision thief at Beto's tournament, so...
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the sound. It's right around here somewhere.
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left in. It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma. The remnants of the Tatarigami, indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation. We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
So it's an
The force is definitely coming. The source of the Tatarigami, judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude that the Tatarigami source resided here for a very long time.
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around the warehouse by himself a lot.
It could well be that he was already under the influence of Tatarigami energy at that time. From what I've been told, Tatarigami does not turn all upon whom it preys into violent monsters, but most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's unfulfilled will. Their interests become fanatical obsessions. Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of Tatarigami could explain why he became an obsessive hoarder, amassing more and more possessions, even as he put himself in grave debt.
So what should we do now? Go down and take a look?
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside. If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to the truth. You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater dangers than this. Relatively speaking, the risk here is trivial.
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in.
That was too scary!
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the Tatarigami and two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. Yes, let's go. Quiet your mind and From this point, the trail appears to split into two. The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on. Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look. It's...
Ugh! Look at this red stuff! What is it?
By the looks of it, a letter written on a piece of torn clothing. The ink is bone dry. It must have been written quite some time ago. Well, let's take a look. According to this letter, a conflict arose because Amenoma Yuya wanted to seize a blade belonging to Mr. Nagato. Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato...
So, where is he?
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Add to that the fact that its aura seems to have attracted a horde of monsters, and I'm afraid he may no longer be with us. Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond... Yes. Right now, if Amenoma Yuya is attacking other people indiscriminately...
Right! So let's get moving!
I wouldn't be surprised if he, too, fell prey to the For a practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest desire to inflame would be their pursuit of further power and skill. All the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnected... It seems that now we know the thread that runs between them. I have a hypothesis that if it...
Wait! You figured it out?
I believe so. But on with the search. We must stay vigilant. At any point now, we may find ourselves...
Why here?
I'm not sure. Show yourself!
Kaede Harakazua. It's you, at last.
Aha! So it is the same. What's your problem, huh?
Indeed, there should be no enmity. But what if instead of facing Ame no Mayuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange light. Whoa, whoa! Surely you don't mean... Are you serious?
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects, then works to subtly affect any living organisms in its vicinity. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, or rather, as a means to occupy Ame no Mayuya's.
You're sharper than I thought. You've already deduced. Many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition. I was his pride and joy. In me, he placed all his hopes and dreams. As a descendant of the Kaedehara clan, you should be able to guess our greatest regret.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all he could do was to flee the nation by sea on a ship bound for Snezhnaya. He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing that he could not accomplish. All he needed was more time and a little faith. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work, his wisdom, his skill, it culminated in his creation of me. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own. In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also an irreplaceable achievement in the art of blade forging.
So... swords can become conscious and control people?
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me after the death of I seek but one thing: to face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power.
So Ame no Mayuya was not your... Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them when they got tired or injured or unusable?
You're awful!
After I returned to Inazu at long last, Kaedehara Kazuha, you now give your body. Shall rewrite history!
Shine down!
Submit to me! Solidify!
I will have order.
Gather! Join me and sever that divine light! Do not stand in my way, or I will strike you down too!
Your bluff's fooling no one! You've lost!
Lost? I can never lose. It is even if you defeat me, he is but a puppet that can be... The end result is the same! And even if I were to lose, by any means necessary, and...
Your fighting style. It is in... But from your movements,
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
as I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts. Since the blade is currently possessing Ame no Mayuya's body, its movements express the innermost thoughts of the blade. If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate single...
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you? On his deathbed, he passed to me in that regard.
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time. You were trapped. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak, to the point that you are now unable to acquire a new host without making physical contact.
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr. Nagato had a habit of never touching his collectibles.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally have an opportunity to reach out to Amenoma Yuya and make your escape.
And what of it?
Well, that brings me to my second point. There's a despair in you that is so strong it threatens to overwhelm you. You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. But this ambition is too grand and too heavy for you to bear. Each step you have taken has come at a great cost. I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of losing everything you had achieved grew, and the more you wished to run from the truth. But the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long since become a delusional fantasy.
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away from achieving my goal!
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But to make this arduous journey, you committed countless atrocities and showed a blatant disregard for human life. Even if you were to sever that divine light, is this truly the outcome that your maker would have desired?
You...
Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, you treated the ones who wielded you as mere tools to do your bidding. How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony between a blade and its bearer?
Silence, you blood... I will concede that you are most
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. It is pointless to argue further.
How stubbornly you stick to your wit. I do not believe for a second that you can...
What? Surely you're not planning to agree to his demands.
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies once we have dealt with them.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose...
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya. If the cursed blade's strength is currently very weak, and the power of the Tatarigami lies in it.
But...
Even if things take a turn, we have a chance here to save an innocent victim.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful now.
Kazuha?
I'm okay. I felt a little dizzy It's all right. So far, I will.
What should we do next?
We find some enemy. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced many real fights. If a blade built for Ishin art, if he wants to avoid reality...
Wait a minute! Paimon remembers since the Takatsukasa clan abandoned that...
all right.
What about Amenoma Yuya?
The blade says he'll let Amenoma Yuya...
Are we sure this is a good idea? Okay, fine. Just be careful.
Where do you want to... Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember.
Time to go. Leave everything on this journey to me.
To the ferry.
Wind Strider.
Let's get down to business.
Clouds high. The birds call.
My blade. To the ferry. Finally,
How are you feeling? You okay?
I'm all right. The blade is, though he's making every effort to persevere.
Something else on...
How strange. Rather than... Let's keep going.
say no more. Boom. My blade.
Wind Strider.
Very.
Time to go. as one with wind and cloud.
Whoa! Something's up with the blade!
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. He cannot hold out much longer. If he...
But what would that do to Amano Miyuya?
I will be careful with it. He's still trying to achieve his goal. Time to get... That hurt! Wind Strider!
This isn't over!
Time to go!
Face my blade!
Wind Strider!
This isn't over!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Cut down! Like this.
Are you okay? It looked like you were really struggling
Yes. And it looks like he's reached his limit.
The shine's grown a bit dimmer again.
Perhaps this time, we'll finally have a chance.
True form? What are you talking? Is this the same blade as before?
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairag. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is I've finally figured out why it was that you agreed to my bet. You wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. The only one who truly understood you.
Huh? What's the...
There they are! Take them down!
Where do they keep coming? Yup! We can help this...
Don't worry. I'll use my own blade. It's just more of...
Let's get down to business. How's this?
As one with wind and cloud!
Cut down! Like this.
You fought way better with your own sword.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. No one knew anything of my story throughout my travel. I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony with...
But in this too, you have failed.
Indeed. Too much time has passed. Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitota.
Actually, this is just a generic blade that I picked up during my travel. Forging and maintenance are both important. This blade has traveled the land with me from skill, blade, to... There is something else I must tell you. Tatarigami is a malevolence from the... Though you tried to cooperate with me... I resisted its temptations because I feel a great sense of regret for you. The moment you embarked on this journey, you have known this for a long time.
He gave me everything. How could I possibly do... I said to him...
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further harm. When I touched the hilt for the first time, a bladesmith, like a newly forged blade, lay by his side.
Wow.
Indeed. He spent the rest of his life. He felt intense, so he instructed this sentient. All he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly as blade and...
So that's the truth. But after that...
Right. This blade has come... Yes. Time would not wait. He seems to have calmed down.
Cascade!
When I look back at the past, I once told him, but darkness, not only did I fail...
You are finally seeing...
Since we agreed to the terms of the... But I still cannot bring myself... So...
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix.
It has to be done in this order. My physical form, as well as the knowledge I...
His attitude hurt. What do you think, Kazuha?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. Alas, nor have I ever had the chance to prove my fights were devoid of... You are of...
Oh?
I will release Amenoma. You must have plenty of reasons.
Understood.
I see. I utterly despise him and it. If a duel can help to set this state of affairs, I do not wish to be a mere victim and...
There's no need to worry.
Thanks for your help.
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear in any case. For a final duel, I think...
Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth. And those that come across Liyue tend to stay a while. So it is where many...
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Clash. Yep, we still can't let our guard down. Even now, Paimon has a sneaking suspicion that Blade hasn't told us everything. Still, even if he's way past the point of redemption, it's hard not to feel a teensy bit sorry for him. Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. All right then. Successor of Ishin art, Kaedahara Kazuha.
Successor of Amenoma art.
Honored to cross blades with you.
It is my honor.
Wind Strider! That hurt! Wind Strider! It's fine. Fallen leaves, adorn my night! Wind Strider! Wind Strider!
Thank you for the experience. Although he appears battered and broken, in your hands it seems he's regained a glimmer of brilliance. His sense of savage cruelty has completely faded away. But that same sense of determination remains strong.
You also fought well. I'm sure he relished the experience. There are a few things that I shall leave him to tell you himself.
I must apologize to you for all that has transpired.
You need not seek my forgiveness. Nor do I have the right to forgive you on your victim's behalf. It is too late for all of that.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I only hope that you will see my transgressions as mine alone, and not let them stain the legacy of Ishin art. I strayed far from the straight and narrow path, but the Ishin art still has a worthy successor in Kaedahara Kazuha. I beseech you, please understand this.
Yes, I too trust Mr. Kaedahara to do the right thing.
Thank you, successor of Amenoma art.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. He would like to visit the Amenoma smithy. Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want to go there for?
I'm not sure, but I think that all this is about to come to an end.
It's Yuya! You have...
I am sorry to have troubled you. It's all thanks to them that I was able to return safely.
A prized Ishin blade. But I have some good news.
Really?
Yes. bad. And now that Yuya...
I think I know what you want.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade with...
Yes. He said he wants to take control of me for a brief moment.
What? No way!
He tells me that I have decided...
But...
Thank you. Okay. I am ready. Let us begin.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness. You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
So... that's what his conscience...
in the final moment.
Seems like he...
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation. Speaking for myself, I understand. Hearing his wish to ride your quest to face the gods, after everything I've seen,
Oh,
I will continue to support you. You're right. And it's also time to give...
You've returned. I hear that the Tenryou Commission has already attended.
wow! You sure kept you...
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin. A weapon by means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able... And so, it looks like I will likely continue with...
I see. I understand.
The Kaedehara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths. Were I to accept your goodwill,
You misunderstand.
I am aware.
Very well. I can... However, if you should ever change your mind...
Great.
Where will you travel to next?
As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
You must have a whole bunch of questions after our last conversation with Nahida. Paimon was ready to ask her a million more questions, but...
The world remains constant. For the centuries. But human life is like the
Like, about these Descenders. So, does that just mean people like you who come traveling to Teyvat from someplace else? And as for your sister... Whew, so many questions. Let's go find Nahida and see what else we can find out.
There is no escape!
Terminate!
Oh, so you collect these?
That's close enough.
Solidify! This is order.
Illusion shattered!
You want this one?
Now you shall perish!
Stabilize!
There is no escape!
Cascade! Scatter!
A new punch.
Solidify!
Illusion shattered! Inazuma shines eternal!
I'll be back.
Boats are made for trans... commodities back and forth. And those that come across Liyue tend to stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle.
Ad Astra Abyssal. Thank you for completing today's commissions. Here is your reward.